through and say, okay, I have to stop this because I was out of balance. Is fruit good for us? Yes, in moderation, just like everything else. I believe there's a balance in everything. That's fine sometimes, but then other times I didn't like it. I go by how I feel, and I did not feel good. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Josh. I'm a vegan health coach. I've been vegan for 4 years, and on this channel I help you transition to a vegan lifestyle. I also post workouts, I post recipes, I share everything that I do and what's gotten me to this point in an effort to help you. Today I want to talk to you about why I'm no longer fruitarian. And I did go down the fruitarian path, and I did go down the fruitarian rabbit hole. I did go raw vegan, so let's get into that. So I, of course, went vegan 4 years ago, and then I've been slowly learning more each day. I've been feeling better, and I've been doing better throughout my life. And I really fell into the raw vegan. I got into that. I started seeing recommendations of channels on YouTube, and I started following those channels, and I really liked the messages I was hearing, and I really resonated with that. And I thought it was going to be something that would be beneficial to me and my health and my spiritual connection. And that was what I was most interested in, was surpassing my own limitations of what my mind placed on me, and also becoming a higher frequency and a better version of myself. I was interested in a higher state of consciousness, more minerals. When more minerals in your body are vibrating, you're able to vibrate at a higher frequency. You're able to hear things that you wouldn't normally be able to hear. You're able to resonate with certain other vibrations where I want to go, where I want to be, and where I want to go to, the positive and not the negative. So I wanted to move towards that more. And I believe that raw food was the way to do that, because it makes sense. When you cook food, you denature it. You break down the living enzymes, the materials that are in whatever you're eating, the vegetable, for example. If you cook it, you break it down to a point where it is not as able to interact with your body. It can't function as well, and it's damaged. And so eating food raw does make me feel better. And so when I heard that you could eat fruit, as much fruit as you want, of course I jumped on that. At first, I will say, I'll talk about the benefits first, because there are many benefits. And I do believe that a brief time on a fruitarian diet, maybe for, I would say max 30 days, 20 to 30 days would probably be max, can really detoxify you, cleanse your body, help hydrate you, and also improve your spiritual connection, because it did for me. And this is my own experience with that. And it did, absolutely. I obviously had more energy. I felt more motivated. I felt more inspired. Definitely felt more inspired than I ever have before. I received information from the universe that I wasn't able to access before. And this was really profound for me, because I always had these mental blocks that I wasn't able to move past, where the fruit just removed those for me. Or the fruit showed me who I was supposed to be, was what the fruit showed me. And it was really incredible. It was powerful. Unfortunately, it came with a downside as well, too. As I was becoming more spiritual and I was connecting more to, I definitely was more in tune with the sun and wanted to be in the sun more. And I was definitely more connected to the divine and whatever group consciousness we all share. I was picking up on other people's energies more. I was more sensitive to that. At the same time, this is after about 2 months or so of being high fruit. So, high fruit, 75% or more of my diet was fruit, and no cooked food at all. And then I would do greens, I would do large salads, I would do seeds and nuts, but mostly fruit. And I started to notice that my nervous system was overreacting. My nervous system was turning on more and putting me back into a fight or flight mode that I was in when I was going through long COVID, which I've recovered from. But the fruit felt like it was putting me back there, but I kept telling myself that it was just my body working through all that trauma and all that damage and disease, and that it was bringing it to the surface for me to deal with and cope with. And so I think that's partly true, but I think the other part of it is that the fruit was turning my nervous system on to a point where it started to interfere with my life in not a positive way. So everything that I was experiencing on the fruit was extremely positive to a point, and then everything started to become extremely negative. And so this is how I know the difference, that it wasn't just detox symptoms, because many people have told other people on other YouTube channels that there's detox symptoms and that you have to go through this process. It's just detox, just detox. But I know my body. I've been vegan 4 years. I haven't eaten meat since I was 18 years old. You know, I'm pretty in tune with my body, and it felt like it was, honestly, at one point, it felt like it was destroying me. Like, it felt like it was really making me sick. Like, I started getting this really weird pain on the side of my, right here. I don't know what side, this is the left side. I don't know what organs are there, but it was definitely something. And then I started getting this really strange, almost like scar thing that was like, it was really scaring me. It was freaking me out. It was like bruised, and it looked like veins coming out, and it was just growing up the side of my body, and it was really scaring me. And yeah, I really got scared by that. But I still kept eating the fruit, and I just felt worse and worse. And then I started to become extremely nasty. I started to become a very mean and nasty person, or that from my past was coming forward and bringing out, and I did not like it at all. But I still dealt with it, and it sort of would subside. And then when I would eat a lot of greens to try to ground myself and balance myself, and that would help a little bit. But I think because I was eating so much fruit, you know, and I'm also bodybuilding too, so I was trying to eat more calories. I was eating like 8, 10, 12 bananas in one sitting. You know, I was trying to like increase my calories so I could gain more muscle mass. And I just felt like it was way too much sugar. Like, I just felt completely off the ground. My feet weren't attached to the earth, and that's fine sometimes, but then other times I didn't like it. I go by how I feel, and I did not feel good. I felt really bad, and it started to all turn negative. And so I came to the realization that it's the fruit, and I didn't want to believe that because I was addicted to the sugar. I was a sugar addict. I've been an addict to many other things before, so it makes sense that sugar was my original addiction. And it turns out that's pretty much what it was, because I've learned so much since then. And so now I just do raw vegetables, and not just raw vegetables, but I replace the fruit with vegetables, and now I have all the benefits that I have with the fruit, but no negatives. And that weird, I guess I'll call it, I don't know what to call it, but that weird sore / bruise thing that was appearing on the side of my body, it went away on the raw vegetables. So I'm going to take that as a good sign. I don't like when weird things show up on my skin. To me, that's an indication of a very bad sign. And so that was the final straw for me. There were many, many other things that led me up into not being fruitarian anymore, but that was like the thing that really drew my attention to it, and I got really nervous about that. Because I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to keep believing, because I saw a bunch of other people thriving on the fruit diet, but many of them also do high greens as well too, high raw vegetable too. But I just don't, I think that for some people it just doesn't work, and it doesn't work for me. And so I'm done with it. I feel like I cleansed myself on the level of that fruit could cleanse me to the degree I was supposed to. And I visited that, and it's not for me, and so I've moved on to something else. Will I go back to it at some point in my life? Maybe, but I don't know. I'll enter it with extreme caution. I will recommend it as a temporary intervention, as a detoxification tool. I will use it for when I work with clients and things like that. That's what I will use it for. And like I said, there were many, many spiritual benefits. I've never felt more spiritually connected to God than when I was on fruit, and raw food. And I wasn't 100% fruit, but I was mostly fruit, and I was completely raw. I didn't do any cooked food at all. And I never felt more energy. Every day that I woke up, here's the night and day of that too. I would wake up and I would be able to jump into my day a lot easier. But then on the other hand, I started to get really, really, I was really, really achy and really sore. Like, my joints were extremely sore and achy. it was harder for me to get out of bed, which people report the opposite when they go to a raw food diet or fruit. They say that it's easier for them to wake up in the morning. They feel alive, they feel happy and vibrant. I woke up miserable. And so I was taking all this as signs, like it's not, at some point it's not detox anymore. At some point you have to listen to your body and what you know to be true and say, okay, I have to stop this because I was out of balance. Is fruit good for us? Yes, in moderation, just like everything else. I believe there's a balance in everything. And here's the main lesson of this video. The main lesson is this, that there's a balance in everything. Nutrition is all about balance. Good health is all about balance. Eating a wide variety of foods and a well-rounded, whole foods, plant-based diet is ideal for optimal health and nutrition in the long run. I believe that a 100% fruit diet is good in the short term, but in the long term can have consequences on your immune system and your nervous system. I experienced both of those on all fruit and high fruit. So I believe that high raw vegetable, some cooked vegetable, and legumes, lentils, beans, and also nuts, seeds, sprouts, I believe that, and fruit as a side or fruit as part of that, but not more than, I would say not more than 40%, 50%, half fruit, like less than that, is ideal for optimal health and nutrition. And I feel balanced now that I've changed my diet in that way, and that I still consume fruit, but it's only one banana with a few berries in the morning for breakfast with my oats and seeds and nuts and all of that. Occasionally I'll have an all fruit smoothie, but like a medium, not like a large anymore. Whatever's in season, I will eat maybe a little bit of watermelon, or I'll have some peaches, or there's some nectarines at our store that I had. I had like one or two, or I just had two passion fruit and one nectarine. And then that's it. Like 1 to 3 pieces of fruit, and that's it. Or I'll grab a banana after dinner and I will put some peanut butter on it and eat the banana. And that's the extent that I do it anymore, and my body seems to operate better when I do that. And so I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna continue going that way. I'm not against fruit. I think that eating fruit is good as long as it's in moderation and as long as it's part of a whole foods, plant-based diet in balance. And yes, I believe in high raw food. I have not figured out how to eat 100% raw without fruit. I know it's possible, but I know it's extremely hard. So that's something that I may explore later on down the road. But as for right now, I do eat some cooked vegetables, and I seem to be fine with that. And I still have lots of energy and feel great, but I don't have the paranoia, anger, nervous system issues, and then strange things showing up on my skin and all kinds of other issues that I did when I was eating high fruit. I mean, so I take that as a sign. And yeah, so that's my story. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and follow for more. I will be sharing more of my recipes, more of my life with you, how to go vegan, what it was like being vegan for me, and the transition process. I'm going to continue to share that. I also have an online community. I am a health coach, and I have an online community of others who are looking to transform their lives, and we get into it. We share daily. Every week I get on a live call and we share with each other in the group what we're doing, our struggles, our wins. It's really important when you're looking to change your life in such a way to be a part of a community. Get some support, get some accountability, get yourself a coach. Let me know if you're interested. Thank you so much.